Buffalo is going to win it, folks.
Kick your heels up and down.
We've seen why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs.
Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
Buffalo Bills go undefeated. And we're going to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Now, baby, come on, come on.
No one
Come on
circles the
and
wagon
shout.
like the Buffalo Bills.
We are live, and we're back. Welcome to another episode of the Overdue Bills podcast. And listen, we back, y'all. I don't know what's going on. Something's going on with my background, but we're gonna get it fixed. I know it's the first show, and we're gonna make things right. We're gonna get everything right. But with that being said, I think we need to get into what we need to get into. And so let me ask the guys how they doing today. Rad, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great, bro. I'm doing great. No complaints. We got, it's our first week back, so a lot of technical difficulties. We're trying to get everything right. Sam just left. Sam just left, trying to get everything right. Get over the hicks and bicks of things. You know what I'm saying? But I'm good to be back, man. How you good? Hopefully we get Preach back. How you doing, man? How you feeling?
Doing good, man. Got the bug over the weekend, went to camp, I'm ready, man. It's already almost here. It's game week. So I don't want the summer to go yet, but I'm happy that we're back. I'm happy to be here, bro.
For a fact, man. We definitely been trying to get back going. I know the fans and supporters definitely been like, yo, when the pod come back, we are back. A lot of stuff been happening. We didn't cover a lot of things, the draft, Stephon Diggs not being here. We got Keon Coleman, the new people, the free agents that we got. But we're gonna talk about as much as we can. We got probably like 40 minutes left, 40 more minutes left, but we're gonna try to figure this out for sure. And like you said, Matt, you was going to camp. I know Preach went to camp. He got photos of him and Josh and stuff like that. And shout out to Mike, man. Mike, he got his son came into this world, so he out doing his thing with Mike the third, man. So it's a big shout out to. So if y'all know Mike, if y'all know Mike, got his number, whatever, just give him a shout out, bringing a bundle of joy into this world, man. So shout out to Mike and shout out to Mills. He doing something over there, Mills. But before we get into the show, obviously, like every year, shout out to Buffalo fan base, for giving us this platform. Shout out to 26 Shirts, Del Reed, definitely doing good. Obviously, if you need merch, you see Matt, he got the Overdue Bill shirt on. You need merch, hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all social, YouTube, wherever you want to hit us up. We got your merch, we got hoodies, we got tees, we got everything you need. But I want to start with you, Matt. You was in camp. Talk before we get into some stuff. Just talk to us about what's the feeling when you was in camp. What's the feeling, seeing the practice? How, what was any standouts that you saw?
Yeah, man. The biggest thing, just a lot of new faces and some old places, right? So we got some really big turnover in some major positions, right? You got a wide receiver group where you got only one receiver who caught a pass from Josh last season. It's a little crazy when I say that out loud. And then when you see the group, you got No Shoes, Mac Hollins, you got Keon Coleman obviously was getting a lot of buzz, making a lot of plays. He definitely jumped out as a standout to me, actually seeing him live in person. I know I've been seeing videos, been hearing a lot of buzz about him in camp, and he definitely delivered on Sunday. So that was pretty cool to see. Just seeing, just really all the new faces and kind of seeing and thinking how that's going to gel together. And then on the defensive side of the ball, you got a safety group missing, the two savvy vets and Micah and Poyer. That was a little different to not see those guys out there.
No Trey White.
No Trey either. Yeah, it was definitely different, man. But yeah, definitely who jumped out was Keon. And actually, Kyer Elam was looking. It was looking, like he's putting a little bit of it together. He made a couple athletic plays. Had a pass breakup, and he looked a little more comfortable, I guess I would say, out there.
So I definitely want to talk about the people in camp. I like you brought up Kyer, you brought up Coleman. Our first round pick. I mean, well, Coleman was the second round pick, but
Yeah.
it's you brought up Hyde and Poyer, and I said Trey Wright not being there, but there's a
Yeah.
bigger name that's not there. You know what I mean? Stephon Diggs is no longer a Buffalo Bill. He's not in camp. It's not off season. Talking about what's going on with Diggs. He's gone. He's been gone for some months now. We got a second round pick for him. He's in Houston. I guess he's doing pretty good in Houston. Who knows? We'll see. But let's talk about how did you notice a shift? Did you notice anything different with the wide receivers, with the offense? Just no Stephon Diggs. You know what I mean? So what was the biggest takeaway from the offense standpoint, not having a number one receiver and not having somebody, as popular and some polarizing in some cases as a Stephon Diggs out there?
Well, we got probably one of the most polarizing guys in the game in Josh Allen, right? So the buzz is absolutely still going to be there with the Josh. And, like I said, man, you guys were out there making some wild plays. I was there, Keon Coleman made that. I know that clip is going a little viral on all the Bills media and a lot of other social media, him jumping up and catching the ball over Christian Benford.
Yeah.
That was right in the end zone that I was kind of sitting in. Shout out to Quentin Morris hooked my brother up with some VIP tickets, so we were able to go check that out. So shout out to you, fan of the show. Yep, shout out to him. But yeah, he was making plays. Tyrell Shavers, man, he was making some plays out there, making some catches.
Definitely wasn't expecting to hear that name. Okay.
No, yeah, and that's he's getting a lot of buzz in camp. It was good to see him make some plays live. He looked like he was playing fast, and he looked I guess a little comfortable out there as well. Another one that kind of jumped out to me was my guy Curtis Samuel, man, former Buckeye. He is in a position that he's never been in since he's been in the league, having a top tier quarterback, right? And he's kind of a gadget guy. They had him doing a lot of gadget things. It was really cool to see. He actually made a really crazy athletic catch in the back of the end zone and ended up being out of bounds. But he was a guy that I'm really excited to see this year, seeing what they can do with him, because I'm sure they're going to put him in a lot of screen action, just crazy type of gadget type plays, and I'm excited to see him in those roles for sure.
So yeah, that definitely.
And I guess go ahead.
No.
It's an obvious too. In a Dalton Kincaid, got guys like that, guys that are gonna if you obviously follow any mock drafts, any projections, towards the end of the year, his targets went way up. He is going to be a top 5 tight end, I think, in this league this year in fantasy and just overall. And then you can't leave out the only receiver that Josh had last year in Khalil Shakir. So it's definitely that whole group. It was exciting. It was exciting seeing those guys. I'm definitely excited to see how they go this season.
For sure. And I guess I just haven't been hearing a lot of Kincaid. Maybe it's a lot of Coleman's, a lot of Shakir. Kincaid kind of tweaking here, but I don't care. I just want when the season start, I know he's gonna be a target. But I got a question, right? We always start. You start with this quick question of the day, right? And my father said something. I had an Overdue Bill shirt on the other day, and he asked a real question. Preach. And Mike not on right now, but they the pessimistic side. They the side that's saying, yeah, I know we don't got, we lost Diggs. We don't have a number one receiver. That's not a good thing. Let's not act like not having a number one receiver is a good thing. So, but my father asked me, he said, I see you got your Overdue Bill shirt on, but are y'all overdue or are y'all past due? Right? How are Bills fans seeing this season? Is it like, oh, we missed the moment when we had the Diggs, we had Allen, rookie contract, all that stuff, Diggs, 4 years, the offense, Ken Dorsey, Dabo, all these people, the number one defense, you had Hyde, we had Poyer, you had Trey White, we got Von Miller, we brought in Von Miller, big money, all this we did, and we didn't even get to the Super Bowl. So, how as a Bills fan, are we overdue still, or should we change our shirts to past due? Past due. That's what he asked.
Well,
And
I
I was
mean,
like, that's a good question. I'm gonna bring it up on the pod. Let's see.
Yeah, no, that's a very good question, man. But I mean, right on cue. I mean, we every year that we have Josh, I know I said it, every in all the years past when we talk about windows being closed, windows being open. Every year that we have Josh Allen, the window's open. I feel. I mean, he's a guy who can go out and win every single game. He's that type. He's that good. He's that he impacts the game that much. So with a guy like him, we're still overdue. Obviously, the drought's been broken, the playoff streak's been rolling, but that's not enough. I think we got to get over the hump. And I do think even with the departures, the new pieces we got in, we don't have, I guess, on paper, the caliber of a Stephon Diggs. And but I think the other positions, I think the guys that are filling in those roles, they're right on the cusp of being that good. I mean, you got Rasul Douglas in the Trey spot. You got Christian Benford who put together a really good season last year. And I'm gonna have a hot take. I wish I might wait for Preach to get back on and go with this hot take because I do want to see his reaction. So yeah, I'll hold off on this one. We'll get back to it. You can ask me about it later. But man, I do think that the guys that we have in place of our departures, they're gonna come in and just hit the ground running. So I do think we're still overdue. Long story short,
it was tough, right? Losing Diggs,
Yeah.
because I'm happy, not happy, but I would say if we had shows during the off season, I would probably had a way different answer than I have right now. Because earlier in the off season, losing Diggs, got a second round pick. All right, we'll see. You're right. I thought we was gonna upgrade the coordinator position. It's not like I didn't like Joe Brady, but I thought we were just going to move all the chess pieces in for this year, right before the Diggs trade. Before I thought, we was going to go get, a Kellen Moore, a Bieniemy, somebody who's, a high level or a high end quote unquote coordinator. That I just thought that was the move we was going to do. I thought that's what I want. I just want us to make a move to say that we're all in. I thought, Bean and McDermott felt the hot seat, and I'm like, yo, we got to make a move. Or what? Patrick Mahomes, they got the youngest team. They got the youngest team in the NFL, and they just won. So what are the Bills going to do to compete with that? And we in some people's eyes took a step back. You know what I'm saying? We upgraded defensive coordinator. We kept Brady. We traded away our number one option. You know what I mean? And we signed Curtis Samuel, which I thought was a good pickup, but not somebody who's gonna replace a Stephon Diggs output. He's just not that guy. This is year 7 for him. He's never had a 1,000-yard receiver. Preaches back. Let me get Preach back on. He never had over 1,000-yard season. Never had more than 6-7 touchdowns. So I was like, I don't know, right? This don't feel like a team that's ready to win a Super Bowl right now, like in the past. It didn't have that feel. It felt like let's take a step back so we could take steps forward. So, Preach, my question, you see it on the screen. Quick question of the day is: are we overdue or are we past due? Preach, what's your thoughts?
I was listening to it. I apologize, everybody. I got kicked off. I don't know what's going on with StreamYards, but
he's already in vacation mode. Just got back.
It's I gotta get acclimated. I apologize, my green screen, but we're gonna get it right. This is the first show back, and I appreciate it.
You're gonna get right.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody.
Bugs, you know what I mean?
For sure. Appreciate everybody being on. But to answer the question, let me be honest. And I've been saying this for a long time now. And I went to training camp, talked to Josh Allen. If you saw my snap, you seen it. But so I was sitting there, I was standing there with my cousin who was right on the field or whatever the case is, the vibes. And I said to myself, that still holds true when I said I would trade 6 first-round picks for Josh Allen.
Did you tell him that?
And I told him that. I told Josh that.
You told Josh
I told my cousin that. I threw it out there, and the reason why I bring that up, everybody, is simply because we're really looking past due. And I know people will always have this kind of crazy idea that just because we have Josh Allen, that means we're always in the fight. People always say that, right? Just because you have quote unquote one of those guys, you're always in the fight. But in all actual reality, you guarantee yourself to get to the playoffs. But in reality, I mean, are you ever going to win it? Maybe, maybe not. The problem is we've been there. Like this is not like something that hasn't happened before to the Buffalo Bills. This has happened. And I'm sure in the 90s, all of you, and I'm not going to call you old heads, but shout out to y'all. I see y'all on the chat. In the 90s, I'm sure on the third time we went to the Super Bowl, somebody said, yo, we overdue. Like, I'm sure of it. I'm sure somebody said, we got to win it. And we did not win it. The next year, it happens again. It literally happened. It's like we've done it 4 times in a row. This has happened. And we haven't even got to the Super Bowl with Josh Allen. So my point in saying that is that shout out to Jim Kelly, Hall of Famer, great quarterback. But we've said it then. Oh, we have one of those guys. And like, so what? That does not get you to the Super Bowl. And to answer your question, Rad, I think we
will get you to the Super Bowl. It don't get you a win.
Well, Jim Kelly did get a Super Bowl.
He got the
Josh
4.
Josh Allen has not gotten us to the Super Bowl. So I do think we're past due. Unfortunately, I think that some real changes have to be made. I don't know how much we have gotten into the show because I'm starting early, Tyra. It's just I'm starting early, but I don't know how far we've gotten. But there are some things that I do need to talk about because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That might be the Bills. I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, we not doing the same thing over and over again because we did make changes. Stephon Diggs is no longer on the team. He is no like a hide.
That's not a change. That's just giving away one of your best players.
It's a change.
Oh, it's a change, man. It's a change.
We went younger in that facet. Right?
No,
Poyer is gone. Trey White is gone. You know that big that elite secondary is no longer. It's a big change there, right? We a new defensive coordinator, a same defensive coordinator, but he's elevated. Joe Brady full-time role. It is some changes. We'll see. What you got? Your hand raised. I don't know what's going on.
I got a question, y'all. We all are used to snow. We live in Buffalo, correct? Right? So let me ask y'all this. I'm just asking this as a hypothetical question.
I want to come on, man.
Shout out to everybody. Listen. We're going to get y'all on the show. This is the year, y'all. We definitely appreciate all the fans. We definitely going to get y'all on this year. Let me ask y'all a question. It's everybody in the comments, everybody everywhere. Shout out to the Buffalo fan base. Shout out to all y'all. Listen, answer this question because from people Buffalo in the snow. During snow time, not everybody, but generally, people go to get snow tires or new tires of such, right? Generally.
If you got it
like that. Shout out to Wealth. Have anybody ever gone to the tire shop and was like, yo, I got decent tires, but I actually want you to give me some ball tires?
And I think I know where you're going with this analogy. I know where you're going with this analogy.
Matt, talk to me then. Talk to me.
Who the ball tire? Is Curtis Samuel ball tire?
That's what I'm trying to.
MVS.
That's a ball tire.
Ball tire.
I will agree that it does look like we replaced a lot of we replaced some quality with some quantity.
Ball tires. That's and call it what it is.
I do think some of the guys, they, like I said, Curtis Samuel's never been in a position where he's played with a good quarterback. He was obviously since college, right? He is a very talented player. Keon Coleman, man. You were at camp, Sam. I don't know what you saw in him, but I was telling Rad even before the show. I said he just looked a lot more game fast. Like every rep was 100%. It was like a different like speed, different motor, right? and he's got the crazy
playmaker, man.
He's a playmaker. He's going to be a red zone target. He goes up, he snatches the ball like stuff. He's not trying to fall with the ball. He went up to go get the ball and he snatched it down like that's mine.
Yeah.
I'm coming down with it. You know, I've seen plays like that. I saw him, you know, cook a couple guys. I saw, you know, Teron Johnson had to do the PI because he cooked them with a little double move, you know, things like that. I'm excited to see it. And then I saw another guy in Tyrell Shavers, man. He was making some plays in traffic and showing his face out there. I like to see it. Now I do have a crazy take that I was waiting for you to be on with, and I don't know how I'm waiting to see the reaction now.
I'm listening.
I was at camp. I was at camp.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching Kaiir Elam, and I was thinking to myself, you know who we wrote off in his short time here, first round pick, really didn't do anything for us. Went on the great things in Stephon Gilmore, and I think that Kaiir has all the tools. This could be his year where he makes the transition for us, and we get that return. I think he looked a little different out there, man. He wasn't looking as lost. He was looking more comfortable. Now, you know, that's best case scenario. He turns out to have a Stephon Gilmore type of year. But man, I was thinking about it, man. It's like, damn, are we gonna send this dude away? A guy with all the tools that in early in his career he didn't do anything, and then he's gonna go somewhere else and be an all pro. You know, I think this is the year his put up or shut up, and I do think he's gonna be a problem this year. Just from the little bit that I saw, because usually he was looking like a deer in headlights. He looked like he had it together from the brief couple hours I was at practice.
This is what I would say about Elam, right? Right. For me, best case, because right now he's fighting for third, right? Because I think Douglas and Benford are the starting two cornerbacks, unless Elam makes a crazy jump or injury, right? I think them the two guys. Elam is right now fighting for third, which is fine. I get it. He should. So right now, I think his job is to say, is he going to be good enough to get maybe that fifth year option potentially? Because right now, there's no way in hell we get a fifth year option, right? It's just no way in hell. So is he fighting for the fifth year option? If not, let's see if we can extend them early for some shorts. I think that's his best case scenario. Now, I understand you said that Gilmore, but Gilmore was a top 10 overall pick, right? You know, I think Elam felt he fell farther down in the draft. A lot of teams had second round draft grades on him, and we picked him because it was kind of like a need, and he was best available at the position of need. So I'm not saying that he's not going to be good. I like him coming out. He's fast, 4'4". I think he's more of a man guy, and our defense is hard to just a rookie just can't come in a McDermott defense and play right away unless you just elite. I mean, or unless you just understand, maybe played in that concept like a Benford who played in that concept, but Kaiir, his concept, he's a man guy, and it was harder for him to play that concept. He might have year 3 might have figured it out. I see, but I think his best case scenario is trying to get him that fifth year option, or trying to extend him early just to see if we can, you know, get him for some shorts. So I don't know if he's going to overtake Benford or Douglas as that 1 or 2 guy. Might be in a rotation with Benford at best. But I don't know if he's going to just straight out and just be a starting corner this year. I don't see.
Well, that and you got the new cornerback coach in Jamil Adai, right? I mean, I know McDermott alluded to him, you know, making very big changes and breakouts McDermott saw very big changes in Elam, and he did credit, you know, the new cornerback coach coming in working with him. So that it might be his key to breaking out, you know, and I'm excited to see that.
We'll see. I'm all for it.
I'll say this. At camp, I did, and I'm with Matt. I did say to my cousin, Elam looked the part, right? He looked the part. He seems like he's getting comfortable being an NFL player, and I think that sometimes we underestimate that adjustment. But we saw some promise last year. He stepped up in some big moments.
Yep.
And I think the issue is this. Unless someone takes a step back, it's going to be very difficult for him to get on the field, right? Because he's not going to start over Teron Johnson. He's not going to put him in a slot, which I don't know. He can't really tackle good. So that he's not going to go there. So is he going to start over Benford? Benford is a gamer. He just is. Like, you put him in a game, he's gonna play. You know what I mean? He's gonna make some plays, he's gonna get physical. We know what we get. The same with Razul, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, wow. I don't know. But I do like Benford. I don't think we should get rid of him. But the problem is, either if he becomes too pricey, then we may have to move on. But I think that's a mere bag of shells. I think our cornerback room is elite.
It's solid.
Yeah, like our secondary is elite. I don't think that, again, a shout out to Tim. Tim is right. Keep Elam for depth purposes. And I think that he can get himself to a place where he can be a great trade chip if we want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if we want to do that, but he can. I think we could probably.
No, because how old is Rasul? Rasul, what year? Late 20s.
Yeah, I would let Benford just take over next year. Yeah, I would let him take over next year.
So naturally, if Rasul don't want to, take, I think he gets contract year. He's gonna want a new contract, something like that. So we'll see. We're moving forward. But I got a video I got from Cam. I want y'all to know how y'all feel about it. This is a video I heard, Josh talking about Officer Coordinator Brady. So I want to hear y'all thoughts on it.
Downs over the last 9 games, better than anybody. You bested everybody in that. Are we giving Joe Brady too much credit for that?
No, absolutely not. No, he came in. What I love about Joe is he really wants to call plays that we want to run. Mm-hmm. He comes in to our meetings before, the day before the game. And he goes, I'm leaving. You guys figure out the first 3 runs that you guys want as an offensive line. Khalil Shakur, I want your favorite pass to get you going. Josh Allen, I want a quick game. I want a deep answer. And so he goes in and he gives us the opportunity to call what we want to call, because, his thinking is, if you guys want it, you'll make it work. So he puts all the trust in us, and we try to reciprocate that back to him and give him everything that we got.
What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts? He letting the guys call plays. What's your thoughts from the video? What's your initial thoughts? You can start with you, Matt, because we see how Priest looking.
Yeah, so I'm with it to a fault. It's like I know that if you woke up in the morning and you probably told your kids, you guys get to decide what you're having for breakfast right now. It's gonna be candy and all kind, stuff like that. So I don't know. It's good to a fault. I see what Josh is saying. They're kind of, he's trying to, gain the trust in those guys. But I think at the end of the day, man, you gotta have a guy that is going to call the right play. Don't just put it on me. Don't transfer that over to me. This is kind of your gig here. So it's good to a fault, I guess I would say.
I'll say this: the last time a coach allowed the players to pick the plays, he got fired. And Josh,
what coach is that?
I can name it. You don't want me to get? We could just stay here all day. But I honestly, if this is practice, it's one thing. But when we're talking about, I don't even know what what are we doing? Like, all I'm saying is this, and I'm a big proponent of this. We're paying Joe Brady to do a job. Telling the players to do your job is not doing your job, right? That's just how I feel. And furthermore, let me say this. If I ask Andy Reid, Andy, do you allow your players to pick the first 3 run plays and the first plays? No, I'm gonna tell you no, because we know
Kelsey don't really run routes. He just do whatever he wants.
Can I explain? Everyone knows that the scripted portion of offensive coordinators is the first couple drives in the game. That's a fact. We all hear that all the time, right? We all hear that from the Shanahans of the world. Oh my God, his first 15 plays is so scripted, and that's why the quarterback is doing so great. Let's see what happens in the second half. They always say that. That's what the aficionados say all the time. But for whatever reason, now it makes sense. Maybe the reason why we may start off slow, we started off slow last year as an offense. People know
different coordinator.
No, I'm talking. See, this is what I'm talking about, y'all.
And we did start off slow with Ken Dorsey.
We did.
No, our offense was good under Ken Dorsey.
No, I didn't say that our offense wasn't good. I'm just saying we would have slow starts.
Yeah.
At our first couple drives, and now we know the answer, everybody. It's because the offensive coordinator is just letting Joe Schmo pick the plays.
No,
this is what is happening. This is what is happening. Joe Brady is going to Deion Dawkins. Deion Dawkins just came off Delavan, right? He just came off Delavan. He comes to the facility.
He just came off Montana. Shout out Montana. Shout out
Montana. Shout out money. He goes to Deion Dawkins and said, "Oh my God, Deion Dawkins, what do you think we should run as a run play? Because I believe that if y'all call the plays, you're going to block better."
No, I got pushback here.
Deion,
right?
Deion Dawkins is trying to run the annexation of Puerto Rico, and we're.
Bro, I got a different take here. If I want to use Matt analogy, if you let your kids wake up and choose what to eat for breakfast, but you control what's in your house. If you got candy and junk food in your house, of course. But if you got good options, they're gonna pick a good option. So this is not Josh Allen, go make a play, go find a play off Madden. Hey, I'm Joe Brady. These are my plays. What are your favorite plays from my playbook? Pick your play from my playbook that you like to run. Y'all acting like they come in making a random new play from Madden, writing something up. No, they're picking plays that I made for them. So they picking the best plays. So what are y'all talking about? Pick the best plays that I make.
Okay.
How is that wrong in any way?
My hands up.
How is that wrong in any way? Explain to me.
My hands up. Okay, I got two things, y'all. That's the equivalent of what you are saying. I've become a food critic, everybody. I don't know if you know that. I'm starting the channel. I've become a food critic. But
I didn't know that.
That's honestly like saying this, Rat. If I went to Delmonico's, top steakhouse in New York. If I went to Delmonico's, right, and I went in the kitchen, I don't know if anybody watched The Bear. Shout out to The Bear, great show. If I went into the kitchen, right, now they have all the ingredients in the kitchen, right?
Correct.
They got everything in there. But if they said, Sam, yo, pick something and whip it up, and you know what I'm saying, send it out.
That's not equivalent.
Oh my God.
Straw man.
Yeah, that's not equivalent.
Straw man. If you was a chef, or if you had a cook, if you was a cook from another restaurant and you came over and
Josh Allen is not a coach from anything. Neither is any of the players.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, he understands. Yeah, you're comparing apples to oranges right now. Josh Allen knows a lot more about the schemes and what Joe Brady has together and what works on the NFL football field more so than you have a chance coming in and making a creme brulee. You know what I'm saying? It's not how, you know, it's
talking about. Yo, listen.
Who said that Josh Allen had this great knowledge?
Do you not feel like, yo,
says the past 6 seasons, you know what I'm saying?
No. Wait, Rat. I gotta push back on that because that's just not a true statement. No one looks at Josh Allen and says he's an astute student. Nobody says Josh Allen is just in the war room and he's looking over tape every day of his life. No. Nobody ever says that. The best thing about Josh Allen is that he's intuitive and he makes plays on a run. Josh Allen does not make the right play. We know that. We see it all the time because we scream at Josh Allen every time we watch him and say, make the throw, hit the check down. He doesn't do it.
But preach. Listen, is this not empowering your players? Is this not empowering your players? Is this not saying, hey, yo, if y'all pick a play, I'm not saying y'all gonna make a play. I'm saying pick a play that you like running that we ran. That's all we saying. And then give me your best two, and I'm gonna incorporate it in my playbook to make sure y'all, because it's like, coach picked the play I like. Coach picked the play I want to run. So I'm gonna make sure I do that because that get me open. That's my best route. All these things go into it, and you don't think Josh thinking like, yo, if he gonna give us more, he gonna give us more of that leash. He's going to give us more of that leash if we do the play right. If we continue to be consistent with this play that we pick. He's going to give us more of that leash a la Peyton Manning, a la Pat Mahomes, a la Tom Brady. They called their plays. They come up to the line of scrimmage. They know what they need to do.
No, that's inaccurate. But anyways, we can move on from that point.
Okay.
That's not true. And I was a general Rat. Like the last time a coach did that, shout out to Rapple, you saw how that turned out. But anyways, we can move on.
He had a personnel. Hey, maybe that's right.
Check out the braids on Rat.
You said it, not me.
Wow.
So preseason. Y'all want to talk about preseason or anything
Yes,
more?
I do. I do want to talk about it. Listen, I don't know if everybody was on when I had my analogy of what we did as an offense, especially our wide receiver room. What we did was, like I said, if you drive a car in the snow, hopefully you can get snow tires. What we did was we took off our good tires and we put ball tires on, right? So that's what we did.
Definitely got a couple ball tires. I'm not going.
I'm just being honest, and unfortunately, I'm not even looking forward to see some of these players, right? I don't want to see Matt Hollins with his shoes off. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't,
shoes, Mac Hollins.
I don't want to see that.
They call him Tarzan. I don't
want to see Claypool. I don't want to see MVS. I don't want to see any of these players because they're garbage, right? I fundamentally do not want to see them, and that's not good. No, I'm just saying, like, as a team going into preseason, we have highlighted players like, oh, I want to see. I don't want to see any of those guys. I mean, I don't even want to see KJ Hamler. Shout out to KJ Hamler. I just don't want to see him. Like, because it's just like, is KJ Hamler exhaust? Like, if you ever played fantasy,
you're not even a little interested in Claypool? Are you even a little interested in Claypool?
No,
not even a little bit.
When I was there, listen, I was there on the sideline. You know what Chase Claypool was doing? It was pissing me off. No, seriously, he was throwing passes to Khalil Shakir, but like, I'm fundamentally, I'm like, bro, you're a wide receiver. Why are you throwing passes? Like, you actually
passes to each other. Bro.
It was not throwing passes to each other. He was throwing them fade passes, bro. I had to go over there and be like, yo, what are we doing? Like, why are you throwing fade passes to Khalil Shakir? Why are you not? I'm just saying, like, why is he not? What I'm saying is, we got all ball tires, y'all. We got a whole bunch of ball tires in the wide receiver room. Shout out to James Cook. My brother told me not to be too much on James Cook. We're trying to get him on the show. So shout out to him. I'm not gonna say anything bad. He can't catch the ball. He can't catch the ball. I'm just saying.
I will say I did see him catch a bomb in traffic. Training camp on Sunday. Yeah, I seen him drop one too.
All right then.
I'm not asking for my running back to be shorthanded. I'm asking for my running back to rush for 1,000 yards and break a couple. If if that's the price of doing business, I'm okay with that.
What's your thoughts?
If my running back really can't catch that well, I'm okay with that.
What's your thoughts? Did y'all get a look at Ray Davis, right? The backup, I think third round running back. Did y'all get a look at Ray Davis? How he look? How big he is? How he moving? What's your thoughts? Crazy, my bad.
Can I say this real quick before Matt answers that? Shout out to Justin. He said Tyrell Shavers is going to make the cut. I don't think so. I think Justin Shorter is. He's a more larger target for me.
I think they're about.
I'm just telling you what I've seen. And listen,
I'm same, man. I think they're about the same.
They have the same build, but I don't know. Shorter just has a little bit more pop to me. But anyways, to answer the question about Ray Davis, do we care
about Ray Davis?
Yeah,
James Cook, he got that smaller frame, and we always need that second back, right?
Why do we keep saying that?
Because
we got Ty Johnson
times. Running backs miss times. Running backs miss times.
So we think that James Cook is going to miss time. We think that what James Cook did in the second half of the season is not indicative of what he's going to do this season. Is that what we're saying?
I'm not down on James Cook. I got a jersey on. I'm heavy on James Cook. I'm not. Okay. It's not a. But the backup running back on everybody's team across the NFL is important. Running backs miss time historically. CMC, if you play fantasy, he got a calf injury. Who's the backup? You know what I'm saying? So every running back, Jonathan Taylor missed time. Every running back on the backup running back on everybody's squad is important. So I think our backup running back should be somebody that we should have faith in, because potentially James Cook could miss time, like every running back does. 1 or 2 games, we pencil in that. So I just want to know, based on y'all at camp, did he look like a serviceable guy, somebody that we can give the keys to in case James Cook get hurt? That's all I'm asking.
It was tough for me to say because they weren't in a full pads practice. It wasn't that type of practice. So it's right. Everybody looks good, like in just helmets and in t-shirts, right? So it's a little tougher in that aspect of it. Obviously, the receivers, it was and those type of drills were a lot easier to gauge than in the 7-on-7s and live concept drills without the linemen. That was definitely the practice that I was at, it was easier to see that. So I couldn't say too much on him right now, but I am interested to see him in a game because he is going to get a lot of reps. We're with the shortened preseason, a lot of these guys trying to make the team are going to get a lot of reps. So I'm excited to see that.
So I mean, annually Matt does his 53-man roster prediction. I'm sure he's gonna do another one this year. So we're gonna look forward to that. So my question is for you guys, we got a couple more minutes before we get out of here. What is that one thing, preseason, like Mike not on here. Shout out to Mike, but Mike the third hopefully get back soon and everything. Mike don't care about the preseason. He really don't. But some people do. Some people, people make and break here. So what's y'all leading out of this preseason, these 3 games? What are y'all looking forward to? What position group y'all looking at? What do y'all care about? So, either one of y'all could take that. What is y'all outlook for this preseason?
I'll say this for me. I lean towards Mike on this only from the standpoint of allegedly, according to y'all, we're a championship caliber team, right? Or we have championship aspirations.
You didn't ask me that this year.
Okay. Well, irregardless, we have championship aspirations as a franchise, as a team. I don't think, I personally, I don't think anybody in the preseason is going to do anything that's going to get them playing time. Personally, in my opinion, like I don't see that player. You name the player, Matt. Name the player.
Well, I mean, you said it. If we have a lot of bald tires, right? That receiver group is going to be a group. There's going to have to be guys that set themselves apart from the rest of the group to be able to get some time. We know Khalil Shakir is the guy who's going to be the only shoe-in to get majority of the target. Him and Kincaid in the passing game, they're going to be the shoe-ins to get the majority of the targets. Who's going to be that third option? I mean, is it Curtis Samuel? Is it going to be no shoes Mac Hollins? Is it going to be a guy that comes up? Is it going to be a guy that comes up as a young player in a Tyrell Shavers?
No, it's not. It's not. But that's
those battles are important right now.
There's no battles. It's not a battle. We know who's playing.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a battle.
Shakir is going to play.
Yes.
Samuel Shakir
is going to get heavily targeted.
Keon
Cole is getting the ball, and they're going to put in Curtis Samuel here and there and everywhere.
I know, but
Dawson Knox is going to get 10 touchdowns. I'm just telling you what's going to happen. Nobody else is going to matter. They're not getting in the game. They're not going to do something spectacular. It's going to be like, oh my God.
No, it's going to be somebody else.
There has to be somebody because you just said that, right? You flip it around, right? So you got last. All right, so you got Khalil Shakir in the one, right?
Last year, name the receivers.
You got Khalil Shakir. You got Khalil Shakir, who's pretty much in the dig spot right now.
Okay, and then name all the other receivers.
You got Keon Coleman, who's in the Gabe Davis spot. Who's Khalil Shakir this year? Is it Curtis Samuel? Is it somebody else? That's what I'm saying.
Who's the receiver? I can't think of his name. He was so bad last year. 16.
Who's that?
16 last year. He was terrible for us.
Yeah, he couldn't catch.
Oh, it was the dude from
Diggs back up from Miami.
What's his name? I don't even want to talk about him.
He was stuck. But my point is, Sherfield was one of the worst wide receivers I've ever seen in my entire life.
Drop bombs like he did on Sunday twice.
Like what I'm saying is, Sherfield was one of the worst receivers I've ever seen in my entire life. He got playing time. So whoever that player is for us,
Sherfield and Deontay Hardy.
Let me answer this because a lot of people are coming on. I have to say this. Yes, it is a green screen. Something is going on with the platform that we are using, and that's the reason why I don't know what's going on. But listen, y'all know I'm in tech.
I'm surprised Priest had no conspiracy. I thought definitely was some conspiracy coming.
Well, it is a conspiracy. I'm not. Listen, I'm gonna just say this on there. This is a football show, but everybody knows we're under attack as a nation. And if you ever seen that Bruce Willis movie, it was The Last Live Free or Die Hard. This is a fire sale. I don't know if anybody knows that reference, but we're in a fire cell right now.
Definitely didn't watch that one. Shout out to Bruce. I mean,
y'all haven't watched that? Yo, go watch that. Go watch Live for a Die. Not the one with his son. The one before that when he had to get the tech guy. Shout out to that movie. Anyways.
Well, for me, I mean, obviously, I think the wide receiver room is pretty much. I know we got all these guys, but solidified for me. The guy we paid, Curtis Samuel, we paid him decent money. We paid him money. He's going to play. He's going to get the ball. Shakir is, trying to get a deal too because he's coming up on his third or fourth year, and I think Keon Coleman's going to get the ball too. Kincaid and Dawson Knox are our main group of guys. I think MVS, far as just his
He's garbage, Rad. Stop.
He is garbage. I'm not saying he's going to be a factor.
No, he's garbage.
He can be garbage, but he's going to play. He's going to be on the field at times because we need other players to play.
Terrible, bro.
He won a ring last year. He was bad last year and won a ring. So he's going to be down the field
of all time.
Yes, he's going to be down the field. He's going to be open sometimes because nobody's going to be paying attention. He's going to catch a bomb or two and maybe drop a couple too. It is what it is. But I think he's going to play. But I think the offense is pretty much Josh Allen or bust, right? I think 4,000 plus yards, 500 yards on the ground, 10 plus touchdowns on the ground, 30 touchdowns through the air, something like that. Josh Allen potentially can have an MVP type of season because anything he do is he's going to get all the praise. He's not, the weapons around him is not good enough to give anybody praise but Josh. So we'll see. We're going to talk about more projections and what we think about the team moving forward. But anything you got to say, closing remarks before we get out of here? And thank you everybody for coming on, man. Thank you everybody.
Definitely,
you got anything to say, Matt?
No, it's good to be back, man. I'm excited, obviously, to talk about the season. We got, glad to be back with this group. Shout out to Buffalo fan base for giving us this platform. I'm excited to be here every week, man. We're going forward. It's football. I'm sad to see summer go, but I'm also getting that bug.
Now this was a hot summer,
man. I'm ready for it.
I'm happy it's gone. It's a little too hot for me. Too hot for me.
Yep.
Preach.
Yeah, that's all I got.
I don't have anything to say. I just want the people to ponder this.
I don't have anything to say.
Closing thought.
I don't have anything to say.
Just think about it.
From Breach. We got that's the new segment this year. Closing thoughts with Breach.
Would you trade Josh Allen for 6 first rounds? I would just throw that out there. Rad. I'm done.
Shout out to Josh.
Let's get all the blasphemy out in the preseason. Let's get it all out.
Man, I'm happy to be back. Shout out Mike in the comments, man. Congratulations again, Mike.
Yes, Mike and Angie.
The third is here. Awesome. Shout out to Mike. We might see him on the show. We might not. We'll see. Shout out to Mikey D. Shout out to everybody showed up, man. And again, we end up. No, this show you do it, Preach. How we end every show? I don't know how to do it.
Well, let before we end this show, because people have a lot to say about my Josh Allen for 6 first rounds. All I'm saying is this, y'all. All I'm saying is this. The proof is in the pudding. You do the math. We end every show with a little bit of that. Hey.
Crazy.
Only Buffalo is going to win it, folks.
Kick your heels up and down.
Let's see why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs.
Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.